What's happening? So, so old LBP, chilling like a villain as usual. Man, I've had some of the most strangest synchronicity type events happening over the past few days. I'm not sure if it's because of CERN, and the time travelers. Like I said, that's all theoretical. That ain't nothing you can prove. But you know what I'm saying? It's anything's possible in these days and these times. Including uh I'm very happy that the military did a bomb drill at an old school here in Flint. And I'm wondering, I'm like, is this your ISIS rumors was planning to invade Flint? Why is there a drill going on while the rumors are on the street? ISIS is coming. ISIS. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I am so not afraid of ISIS. Dude, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, anyone can go grab a hat and cut a hole in it and put something on their head. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't. And then I mean masks. You know what I'm saying? Reminds me of this parable of the masked ruler. There's this China. I read this book called Chinese Parables, and I think that's what it was called, in historical or legends or historical stories. It's a big thick book, like it was like this thick. Only got didn't get through the whole book. I'll tell you that. And it was a book when you read a page, it's like it was wrote in real small, so it was like a page felt like it takes an hour to get through. But there's a parable. No, actually, this was in the Art of War. I think maybe the parable of the masked ruler, and it was about this ruler, and he wore this mask, and whenever he wore the mask, he'd say to people, "Do this," and they'd do it, and they everyone feared him, respected him, even loved him because he was a good ruler. But one of his advisors, his scholar guys, his counselor guide, he's like he just suggested to him, he's like, so is it you the people love, or do they just love your image, the mask? And then the ruler, it really messed with him, and one day he was like, they will love my face. So he took off his mask, and all of a sudden everyone seeing that he was just a man and he wasn't this god. You know what I'm saying? In a way, because I mean, people do get delusional about their rulers and start to think of them as gods. I mean, it's not always the ruler that thinks he's a god. It's the people that always bestow these honors to you, and it corrupts you. I mean, that's the biblical narrative of the Bible about the king. That why did Israel want a king? God was like, man, he was telling Samuel, why do they want a king? That's what the heathens do. And it's like he could foresee this, that like the apotheosis effect, where like even did Washington think himself a god, or was it just people down the road made statues of him, elevating him to godhood status? These are the questions you must ask yourself. Back to the masked ruler. When the man took off his mask, all of a sudden he lost his magic over the masses. I mean, I'm not sure which dynasty this was in, but it was called the Masked Ruler. And then after the Masked Ruler realized, he's like, man, people don't respect me when I just appear as a man. So he had all of his underlings' heads chopped off, and a large percentage of the population, and then he put his mask back on, and everyone followed his orders again and feared him and respected him and loved him. So when you got these proxy armies of the United States, CISA, Al Qaeda, aka Al Qaeda, and Osama, aka Tim Osmond, and Teddy. What was the guy? I mean, even I don't like Michael Moore at all, but Fahrenheit 9/11, he showed how the Bush crew was cool with the Osama crew. It was like they were like, it was like Goodfellas, different families. It was like the Italians and the blacks in uh that movie about Frank Lucas, man, American Hustle or whatever. What the heck was that movie called, man? I can't remember. I mean, American Gangster. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that, man. This the politics and gangs, hood gangs are all the same thing. Just like that movie where it showed the Catholics out in Boston. They were like, we got one of ours in office. And he was talking about Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? It's weird like that. But people factionalize. You know what I'm saying? This just, I mean, right now I'm keeping the dang mosquitoes off my bald head. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want to be called no names, or I don't want people to speculate too hard on my ninja mask. You know, ninjas do wear masks. I mean, it's actually a priest. The mask comes from priests, from monks. You know what I'm saying? So it's not this scary, you know what I'm saying, terrorist type of attire. It's really comes from a monk. It's just like, you know, KKK uniforms are priest wardrobes over in Spain. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same type of thing we got going on here. It's just the ignorance of cultures is what helps people hide behind these imaginary masks, these scarecrow boogeymen arguments. You know what I'm saying? There is a real ISIS, but it's just not who they say it is, and it could be just watch Iron Man Part 3, and it shows how there was a guy. I mean, it basically spills the beans on how they worked Osama. You know what I'm saying? It was a dude, a drunk actor they put on screen. He said he's killing people, but it was all made up. And then we got rumors ISIS hit Flint or was going to hit Flint. And then we got a military drill that just went off. I mean, it's a small world. I just seen it on the news. I mean, once I get the video, I'll add a link to this in the comments. I be adding a lot of links in the comments now. I mean, listen, I wasn't not that great at making videos. I mean, I like to talk. You know, and I also like to show off. So, you know, a lot of my ninja skills and shit. I like to show off. I like to talk. You know, I like to have, you know, smart talk with people. I don't like small talk. Small talk is like, there's nothing, it's like repellent to me. Small talk is repellent. You know what I'm saying? I don't have, I ain't got no conversation for you. But if you want to talk on some religion and politics, yo, I'm always down for that. I am always down for that. You know what I'm saying? Or historical content. You know, ethnic conversation. All these things. I like these conversations. But the mask rulers is definitely the ISIS. The magic effect of ISIS is the masked ruler. You know what I'm saying? But it's like Bruce Lee says, you know, hey, shatter the man, shatter his image. You know, look, pull off that ISIS mask, and you'll just see it's just regular dudes. They might even be white Americans pretending to be masquerading as Middle Easterners. You know what I'm saying? How do we know the difference? Look at how many false flags they have pulled off. Sandy Hoax, the Serco connection, where it's the air trafficker people. They were stand down, and the military didn't even know because it's so incremental that only the corporation, the Black Shadow Op Corporation, has the much pull that they can pull government and military and police. You know what I'm saying? And even deceive the media as well. They got that much power. They got that much clout. Because, I mean, it's from the bottom to the top on a 9/11. Anyone who's saying it didn't happen, like the false flag didn't happen, obviously they go to the meetings. You know what I'm saying? With the rest of them folk, you know, that's been planning on this new world order and want the 90% depopulation. And straight up police state, brave new 1984 scenario. You know what I'm saying? They want to go into the bunkers and cause a Mad Max Terminatrix here on the planet, man. Just slave planet. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, hey, we're out here. We be talking on them. You know, speaking on it, letting it be known that the ISIS rumors. How did I call that like days before? The rumors were correct. It was just a military drill. Just like I knew this all along. I've seen so many drills. There is no differentiation between cop drill, military drill, civilian drill, because they're all working together now. It's a centralized conglomerate now. You got the fusion centers, that's all EIO databases fused into one. And then all this is fed to the Terminators. And then eventually they are going to give us a mass ruler. It could just be like this, the image of the beast. What is the image of the beast? Could it just be a hologram that can be anywhere and it's all knowing because it just looks at our Facebook profile and it says, I know your birthday. You were born on December 12th in 79. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to be all mystified by these cyborgs. You know what I'm saying? And or I'm supposed to be scared of these imaginary. I mean, listen, there are real terrorists. There are real mercenaries that they're going to employ under the banner of ISIS at some point. And like I said, listen, uh, dude, listen, it's once war is declared, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of ISIS. Listen, I'm not. I don't dislike the police or military, the soldier. You know what I'm saying? The common soldier, the common cop. You know what I'm saying? I don't dislike them. I don't hate them. I don't wish no harm on them. I don't dislike your average citizen, but I don't like it when you guys engage in double crossing operations and oath breaking traitorous operations, treasonous criminal operations. I don't agree with that. Listen, just because you got a badge or a uniform, some camos and some boots, doesn't give you a right to be a criminal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what examples does that set for the common person to follow? It's like, man, it's corrupt. I might as well be corrupt too. You know, this is one of the dilemmas that you face in this common time. It's like, listen, you cease to partake in corruption. You're poor. And then everyone hates you because they want to blame you for everything that's wrong with the world when it's bureaucratic. It's bureaucracy. You know what I'm saying? It's aristocracy. It's technocracy. You know what I'm saying? It's Brave New 1984 false flaggery. I'm sick of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean, if anything, it's more like, I can relate like the Boxers' rebellion in China. You know what I'm saying? Or the Indians that didn't want to go to the reservation. I can agree with all these or even the Revolutionary War. I can agree with the Patriots. Yeah, I can side with the Indians in, before that. But I mean, there was a lot of Indians fighting on both sides of all these wars as well. Listen, the Indian man is one of the most patriotic, brave people on the planet. I mean, I think if we are one of the three tribes, of Genesis and Exodus and Deuteronomy, that went in first were the scouts. It would only go to show why the Indian man was used in the way he was in these wars. You know, because that's just what the Indian. That's what the Indians have always done. They had to go in and scout out the land, and just you got to take it from the evil tribes basically. But now the evil tribes, man, I mean, they're trying to go Tower of Babel on us, and I mean, I disagree with all this dishonesty and dishonor. Listen, dishonesty is dishonorable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is times when dishonesty it's understandable, but it's never honorable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just not honorable to lie. And with the whole system operates off lies and smoke and mirrors and smoke in the eyes and leg air to main, sleight of hand, and point to the mountain, strike the grindstone. It's all funk, man. It I mean, man, it's just I had to grow thick skin, or this stuff will drive you to the point where you just smash your head into a wall and just smash your head like scanners. Blah. You know what I'm saying? It can make you that mad. I mean, people don't understand what. Hey, sometimes I might lash out for no. It seems apparently for no reason. It's not for no reason. It's that this stuff that I gotta know and hold in and walk around carrying every day. All these psyops and just propaganda and then truth and intermixed and all these lies and all this deception and cons and just this hypocrisy and this oppression and this just trickery. And I gotta walk around in this world like content to live under all this whack. You know what I'm saying? And then people think it's a problem with me because you can't take it. You only can take so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's just you lash out. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying violence. I'm just saying verbally. You never get yelled at by someone who just you didn't do nothing to them, but something they had something on their mind and they just were angry inside and they just yelled and just took it out on you. You know what I'm saying? And I see a whole lot of this go on. Like people egg people on to go attack the wrong people. And I see this is happening, so don't take the bait, man.